Welcome back. John and Kendra Smiley are here with a little parenting advice. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so let's get to today's question. The question is, one of my best friends has begun making horrible decisions. My kids are friends with her kids and they spend time in her home. What's your advice?
Well, it's really hard when somebody you care about, another adult, is making bad decisions. But this mom that writes in, she needs to know that her first priority is her own children. And so that friendship may have to go on hold for just a little bit. You know, it's interesting because she might be able to sort of maybe present some options to this other woman, but it's unlikely that maybe the woman wants to take any advice at this point. You got to keep your priorities in order, though. And as important and as delightful as friendships are, especially I think we women appreciate those, her kids come first. So she might have to sort of make a sacrifice in this realm.
Right, and we might ask the question, you know, what would that look like with putting the friendship on hold? And I think obviously this woman could have the kids come over to her home. That would be okay. But as soon as you do that, then probably this friend is going to start questioning, okay, why can't the kids come over to my home? And you don't have to be combative in this situation. It doesn't have to turn into a fisticuff, as Kendra and I like to say sometimes. It's just an explanation. And it's nothing, you're not trying to change that other person. You're not, you know, you're just making a value judgment with your kids. And this is the way it is. And I'm sorry if that's going to hurt your feelings. But as Kendra said, it's sometimes, as parents, we look at that and say, "Oh, I don't want to go there with. I don't want to confront." Well, if you don't confront, your kids are the ones that are probably going to pay the price for that. And as parents, we can't allow that to happen. We have to look at the kids and say, "You know what? We're putting them in a situation that it's not a win.
Possibly.
Yeah, you're not helping your kids at all. So don't be a sissy. You know, as a parent, don't be a sissy here, and look out for your kids. And if it does take a confrontation, then, and again, it doesn't have to be combative, just a talk.
The other thing too, you can see perhaps you're doing a lot of good for these kids because they're living in this destructive lifestyle, whatever might be going on.
Right.
And so by you having them in your home, you're still being able to be a good model to them. So you're kind of serving those kids, even though things aren't working out real well with the friendship right now.
You hate to see the kids in this situation be the ones that suffered.
And they always are.
Right, and their relationships with their friends.
Yes,
right, and one other thing that I think we need to think about as parents here, and that is if those kids are old enough to explain to them. Because then they'll say, well, why can't we go over? And Kendra and I are big on explaining to kids what's going on. Let them hear it and then say, oh yeah, that's why.
All right, well, great advice as always, and if you have a question for the Smileys, send it over to their website, parentinglikeapro.com, and if we answer it on the air, you'll get a free copy of one of their books. Thanks so much.
Thank you.